Ahoy crew members, welcome back to Sea Power. My name's Sledge and this is a continuance part 2 of the Operation Sovereign Borders, that the scenario I've created. To give you a synopsis of what happened in the first part, I'll just quickly bring up the map and we'll discuss exactly what's happening and what has happened. Okay, so at this stage here, Surface Support Group Sterling is heading to north to that large radar echo up there. We have a cap on station to protect USS Seattle, which has become stricken in the waters with a technical issue. So we're to provide a cap to ensure that nothing interferes with that vessel. We have SIG ANZAC, which is the Intercept group that is currently investigating slash engaging some contacts that are coming in from the northeast. They are trying to get to Ashmore Reef with some illegal boat people. So we have the Reuben James there doing the intercept and a P3 Orion doing some surveillance and some screening for that asset. We have an E3A that's coming in on station to provide more surveillance for the group, and SAG Tarawa to the south of Ashmore Reef will basically supply anything else extra we need to complete this mission. Okay, so the primary objective now at this stage is to try and deal with these contacts we have out there and identify and classify them before we engage. You can see I've set up a 10-mile exclusion zone around SIG Anzac Reuben James, just to ensure that even if we don't classify and they are hostile, we will engage them once they breach that border. So let's head on in and have a bit of fun.
Track 7017 is classified. Hostile warship.
Okay, so it appears our P3 Orion has detected and classified those two Boghammer fast attack vessels. So once they get inside our range, rep and deployment range, we'll engage those threats as soon as possible.
Track 7018 is classified. Hostile warship.
We might move the speed up on the Reuben James here.
Ahead full. Maneuvering eye. Turn to course. 128. Hell my.
So originally the Reuben James was doing some ASW training up here at Ashmore Reef, but has been retasked by the Australian Defence Force to intercept these vessels. It's pretty heavily armed vessel, this one, so we should be able to deal with these contacts quite easily.
Track 7011 is classified. Neutral warship. Track 7011 is classified. Hostile warship. Track 7012 is classified. Neutral warship. Track 7012 is classified. Hostile warship. Multiple hostile surface contacts detected. Multiple hostile surface contacts detected.
Okay, so it looks like P3's classified and identified each of the vessels here. So the Boghammers are definitely the primary threat. The remaining are probably the smuggler vessels, so we're going to leave them alone until we just deal with the threat itself, and we will send off some helicopters to go and rescue the crew and passengers of those smuggler vessels, all in due time.
New air contact detected.
Okay, so it sounds like we have an air asset that's airborne. Alright, so he seems like a long way away. He's out here, just southeast of Timor. We'll leave him alone for the time being because we have the cap nearby. So if we need to engage, we'll use the cap asset as required. We'll get a track on him so we can intercept.
Bandits! New air. Contact detected.
Okay, so it looks like we have our first bog hammer here, ready to intercept.
Engaging track 7017. Bandits! Bulldog away. Track 7017.
Missile away. Let's have a look and see what it does.
Hit track
Okay, good hit.
7017.
It looks like we have two other threats that we need to deal with, but we won't engage until we get within that range ring. Okay, so we have a signal coming in here. Sounds like NSA detected a submarine signature on its SOSUS network, approximately 70 to 80 nautical miles north-northeast of Ashmore Reef. So, all right, we'll retask the P3 Orion to perform ASW operations in that threat area. Okay. Gonna go grab a quick mark.
Multiple ground contacts detected. Multiple ground contacts detected.
Roughly in that location there. So we're going to vector the P3 in and do some sonobuoy dropping.
Roger. Turn 010. Roger. Turn 009. Multiple ground contacts detected. Multiple ground contacts detected.
Okay, so we've got the P3 Orion flying up to the north-northeast. He's going to drag some sonobuoys to see if he can detect that submarine. I found with the sonobuoys, they have a maximum range. You have to be within 15 nautical miles of the closest sonobuoy for it to actually register and detect. So you've got to make sure you set the sonobuoy pattern out correctly, have the aircraft somewhere close by so that you can listen onto all of those sonobuoys.
course. 112. Ahead flank.
Speed up the Reuben James here to expedite this intercept. And we'll just double check on the aircraft. And okay, so it looks like we've got a two-ship. And both considered hostile. So we'll worry about those once they get a bit closer. I just thought I'd mention too that this mission is actually on the Steam workshop called Sovereign Borders. It's taken me a little while to get it sorted out and test all the triggers out and make sure it's functional, but it seems to be getting there now, and this is exactly what I'm playing right now, so it's got a pretty good success rate.
Turn to course. 097. Hell my. Turn to course. 110. Hell my.
So I've just got to be careful here with the intercept of these two other threats. I don't want the missile to go past it and take out one of the other vessels behind it, so you've got to be careful of that. Okay, looks like our AWACS is now on station just above Ashmore Reef. And SAG Taro and SSG Sterling are continuing on with their mission. Good thing is too, you can move these windows around, which is great to just declutter the screen a bit.
Turn to course. Turn to course. 108. Hell my. Ahead standard. Maneuvering eye.
Okay, so let's have a look at the P3 Orion, see what it's doing. Okay, so it's just about to get there to the area and drop the sonobuoys out. Yeah, another nice shack there. Looks like we've got one more threat to deal with. He's just about in our weapons engagement range. We'll deploy as soon as he's in there. Yeah, looks like he's turning into me.
Engage track 7018. Bulldog away. Track 7018. Hit track 7018.
Okay, so it looks like all four threats are down now. We're going to move Sig Anzac and Ruben James into the Intercept area to pick up these smuggler vessels.
Turn to course 118. Hell my.
Now we've eliminated threats, I'll use SAG Tarawa. We're going to send out some helicopters to pick up the crew and passengers of these vessels. It's very cool here. You see that the landing decks are going down into the hangar area to bring the assets out.
Roger. Turn 021. Buoy away.
Okay, sounds like the P3 is dropping his sonobuoys.
Roger. Turn 023.
Okay, so it looks like we've got all helicopters inbound. Nice little flyby there.
Buoy away.
And so if you can see up there bearing 030, we see smoke on the horizon. So that looks like our convoy of smugglers. So let's go and intercept.
Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye. Buoy away.
And let's check the progress of SSG Sterling. They are getting closer to their objective, so that's great.
Buoy away.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a few more sonobuoys to deploy here, so we'll wait for them to all be dropped in the water.
Buoy away.
There we go.
Buoy away.
If the aircraft is set to a different altitude other than the sonobuoy deployment altitude, it should lower your aircraft down and drop them anyway. Okay, we've got our last sonobuoy out.
Detected. New ground contact detected. Buoy away.
Okay, so we're going to loiter the P3 around these sonobuoys and see if it picks up anything.
Roger. Turn 187. Multiple ground contacts detected.
Yeah, so I might get this P3 to do another pattern of sonobuoys. So we might just do a bit of a V shape here, see if we can pick anything up.
Roger, turn 140. Roger, turn 3. Roger, turn 345.
So I'd just like to thank everyone who watched my first video. I really appreciate it. Did have a comment on my voice, so hopefully that was fixed today. But apart from that, yeah, really enjoyed it and I hope you're enjoying this content. So thanks very much, guys.
Roger, turn 314. Multiple ground contacts detected. Track 7010 is classified. Neutral warship.
So to simulate this action for this scenario, what I'll do is I'll pull this vessel up in front of these smuggler vessels and I'll just all tell them to stop because obviously we've done the objective and then we'll get those helicopters in to offboard everyone and send them back to the tower for debrief and then we can actually go and then destroy these other vessels here so they don't do this again.
Roger, turn 156. Roger, go to altitude 300.
Okay, so we're going to set up another pattern of sonobuoys here. So we have a new air ESM contact. He's been picked up on radar. Not sure what he is yet, but you can click on him and do an information on him to figure out what he is. So according to the E3A, it's an airliner, so it may be okay, but once the cap has dealt with these threats that are coming in, we'll get him to go up and investigate that contact.
Buoy away!
Okay, so looks like the intercept group is about there, ready to intercept this group, so yeah.
Buoy away! Buoy away!
Well, I think this will end it for part two. I don't want these videos to get too long, but I appreciate everyone for watching in and tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying it. Smash that like and subscribe if you want to. Obviously, always provide some feedback, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.